Not surprised.
Yep.
The two Corsair boards that I have, I got because they are the quietest. At least the ones I could just go in the store and buy. They were the quietest keys that they offered, and they're like, I think Brandon, you were telling me something about changing the sensitivity because like I double stroke constantly on both of them.
Really?
Yes,
if you have Corsair IQ installed,
I do.
They call it debounce.
Checking.
It's a setting like in the keyboard preferences.
We are checking.
That there's a number for debounce.
I've never had that problem with a keyboard. I've only ever had that problem with controllers. Specifically,
it's a thing in certain models of keyboard.
General.
The problem is it's one of those things that's kind of the more responsive the keyboard, the more likely it is to happen, which means it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, with Xbox controllers, the A and the Y tend to stick.
Here we go.
Eventually.
Increase key switch debounce time.
Right now I have mine set to 8 milliseconds, and I find that works pretty well.
All right. I'll do that.
Because I'm not some kind of hardcore crazy gamer that needs sub-millisecond response time.
So one of these, actually, the one that I have on my desk, I can't change that, but the one on my sim rig, I can. Well, looks like I'm swapping these out at some point, but I'm not going to worry about it right now.
No, make sure you do a firmware update on them, too.
That one's latest.
Keyboard firmware, I hate that.
They're both up to date.
Cool. IQ's usually pretty good about letting you know.
Yeah, and I
have the only thing IQ does well.
I have the polling rate at 1 millisecond, 1,000 hertz.
Yeah, 1,000 hertz.
Yeah, it's dumb. Whatever.
It's dumb.
It's very dumb, but at least I can have them both plugged in, and I can mess with both of them at the same time out of the same UI here, which is nice.
Yes.
You just reminded me of the when they were making fun of Mormons on South Park, and they have a
Which
song,
time?
Dum 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 dumb. They're just calling it dumb.
I need to leave this page up so that I'll remember which mods to put. There's a like a reshade mod for FF7 Remake that fixes it, because these ports do not run great on PC.
I heard Final Fantasy is not great on PC.
Which is strange because Helldivers, and I haven't tried it, but I've seen that God of War seems to be doing just fine.
It totally depends. It's weird. Like apparently Nixus is really good at doing the ports. Like they did a good job. Which one did they do? I think
I feel like a big part of the problem. I feel like a big part of the problem is that in Japan they just don't give a crap about PC anymore. Even though they used to be huge PC gamers over there.
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
I had a video that showed
maybe it's just part of them, being so like super into mobile that they really don't give a shit about.
Or China than Japan, though.
Towers.
Which had video, man?
What? Oh no, there was a video that I saw that was like the 10 best mods for Final Fantasy VII Remake, and the reshader or whatever the thing was that I saw is not, the original listing is not up anymore, but somebody got permission to re-upload it, and now it's not. But it's not at the top of all of the things, so I can't freaking find it again. But it's fine. I'll get it later.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was a subreddit that had it all listed handy.
There is. Oh wait, is this it? This one might be it. But yeah, just make it look nice. I thought about they got some other mods that are like more aggressive teammates. So your other two party members you're not immediately in control of will actually fight rather than just stand there.
Nice. Which
they say for hard mode actually makes it kind of not easy, but it just makes it a lot better. I might do something. I'm not going crazy with like costumes and NSFW shit, obviously, because I want to stream it. But
right.
What, you don't want Tifa walking around just bouncing all over the place?
I mean, not on stream.
I say nobody said he didn't want it.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize that came out.
I bet you there are multiple different mods that do nothing but just make her outfit what it originally looked like.
There,
absolutely,
just minus the black undershirt.
The actually, the one that I thought about doing was Cloud and Tifa's Advent Children outfits, because they have those.
So, a game I was looking forward to, I didn't realize it actually came out. I was completely missed it. Clair Obscure Expedition 33.
Apparently, it's really fucking good.
It looked like it. Like, that's what I was waiting for, and then I kind of forgot that it was a thing until just a few minutes ago. I'm like, oh wait, that's that fucking game. Hell yeah, let's go.
Literally, all of the discourse I have heard about it has been, you have to play this game, and I've heard I haven't even heard backlash from, people saying it's not woke enough or some shit like that. It's just basically universal praise.
Yeah, which is unusual nowadays. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been hearing. Is the big thing was the studio's debut.
This is a $50 game from 30 people, and it's way better than you get from 1,000-person teams.
Yeah,
that was what I was hearing.
It is on Game Pass. I downloaded it on my PC this morning. Because I do everything I've been
probably get it, but just not right now.
Yeah, everything I've been seeing, people have been saying, yes, you gotta play it, and don't spoil yourself. Because I was thinking about, there's 3 or 4 people I like to watch that are, posting videos on it of their playthrough, and I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to watch it, but at the same time, I'm like, this looks like something that needs to get played. So
yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. I mean, I don't generally like to watch anybody else play a game I'm going to play anyway, but sometimes it's like I want to be sold on it, so I'm like, okay, I want to watch this person, and I see some gameplay from it, and the moment it starts getting into any kind of story, I'm like, okay, I bounce.
Yeah,
I did not remember that was part of the name. The Expedition 33 part, it finally clicked. I'm like, oh wait, it's that.
Yeah. Well, there's also a game called there's another game with 33 in the title that came out kind of recently, I think.
Yeah, Expedition 33 is the one that I wanted, though, about the how they kill everyone who's older than a certain age.
33 Immortals, which I don't co-op action roguelike for 33 players. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Play a damn soul and rebel against God's final judgment. Pick up and raid, cooperate to survive hordes of monsters, defeat massive bosses, and face the wrath of God in the ultimate fight for your eternal life.
It doesn't sound horrible, but it's not the one I wanted.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got the visuals kind of look like Hades, it kind of looks like Hades a bit. But yeah, that's kind of cool. 33 players all at once. That's got to be pretty chaotic. If only they can do Vampire Survivors online co-op.
They're working on it.
That would make me very happy. Because that game is freaking stupid. It's stupid addictive to me.
Did you play the Castlevania DLC?
Yes, I did.
Oh, it's so good.
I've been buying the Castlevania DLC for almost everything that has a Castlevania. I got it for Dead Cells, and I still haven't played it.
Vampire Survivors. Such a stupidly simple game that once you actually start playing it, you realize it is not a simple fucking game by any means. The basic gameplay loop is super basic, but that is such a deep game.
Yeah. I don't
and there's still no vampires in it.
Right. I still
even with the Castlevania DLC?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, they have all the Belmonts. And they have Alucard. He's half vampire.
I guess I'll let that slide.
Yeah. Oh my god, my brain. It's not working.
That's going to be a problem.
No, it's not. I had something to say, and then my phone went off, and I got distracted. I don't remember.
That's why my phone is
I meant for living
over here.
In general.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
Dude, you live in America. You know that brains are not a requirement anymore.
You're not wrong. But yeah, I do want to play Expedition 33. I have so many
I need
fucking games I want to play right now. It's not even funny.
Oh, dude.
Actually,
I want to. I still want to play Sea of Thieves because they keep adding new shit. I want to play South of Midnight. I still want to play more Avowed. Now I want to play Expedition 33. It's like, fuck. This is a great problem to have.
yeah, like
Oh,
right
yeah.
now
I've
I'm
got a bunch of
juggling.
stuff.
Right now I'm juggling between Oblivion. I was playing Death Stranding again. What else? Oh, I'm about to start playing Final Fantasy Remake again, but that's kind of that one I can like leave to just do on stream because it's not like I'm gonna get into it and be like, oh man, I got to keep playing it. You know, I know it
Right.
so well that it just I
Are
can
you
leave
sure?
that one. I feel called out just a little bit, but
If the shoe fits.
I mean,
right?
well, I can understand though, because I just I wanted to play through the Zero Dawn remaster before I actually finally did a Forbidden West run on Horizon.
Have you not played that one?
No, I never finished it.
Uh,
I played it. I played a good bit of it, but I never actually finished it.
gotcha.
But I wasn't going to jump back into the middle of it. That's not a game you can just jump into the middle of.
No.
There's way too many
Right.
fucking weapons and shit. It's like you're going to be totally lost. But anyway, so when the remaster came out, I was like, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play through the remaster again and then go into it. But man, the first one is like, if you want to do everything, and I platinumed it again. So it's like a 120-hour game. So when I was done with it, I was like, I want to play something else now. So I'm going to wait until I play Forbidden West. But it's like, now the Days Gone remaster just came out. And for some reason, I decided to start an XCOM 2 game, and I'm like a third of the way through that. So yeah,
I was actually going to ask it. Do you remember Sins of a Solar Empire?
I do.
There's a franchise sale going on Steam right now.
That's not one I feel the need to ever get back into.
Me either,
though.
but
I enjoyed it at the time, but that's one that I never even got close to finishing a campaign.
Didn't get very deep into it. I just remember it being one that we both played way back in the day, and I was all, oh, this is great. And then I played it, and I was like, it's too complicated. I'm just not going to bother.
Yes. It's way too deep for its own good, if that makes sense. But that's what the 4X genre is depth. It's all about depth because there's not a whole lot that's actually happening on the screen from moment to moment unless you're literally in a ship battle. And even then it's not that much. Which is I'm hoping that Falling Frontier is going to be different from that because I like what that game has shown so far. I'm just afraid it's going to be one of those that's too deep for its own good as well.
I don't think I've heard of Falling Frontier.
Really? You should look into that. It's a small team, but it looks so fucking good. That game looks amazing.
It's another it's like a RTS game? Yeah, okay.
Yes, but
It says
it's
RTS.
There's more to it.
Yeah. Oh, it came out already. It came out 2 years ago.
No.
Or
no,
maybe
it's
might
not.
have been early access.
Yeah. It's been little bits and pieces and stuff. I don't think it's actually coming out. It may not even come out this year. It keeps getting pushed back, but it's whatever.
Wow. Minimum system requirements 4 gigabit GTX 960. Oh man. It's so funny how it's funny how the new Indiana Jones game requires RTX. It's the first game I think to require RTX.
Yeah, it was the first. It was at least the first AAA title that required it.
And it doesn't seem like a game that would. It doesn't seem like it's something that would be that demanding.
It's because people are discovering that RTX is not about shiny shit. It's actually, you can even use RTX for the sound engine. It's more general purpose than what people realized. So now that they have the hardware available, they're starting to experiment with it more and seeing, oh, well, we can do these things we couldn't do before in a much more efficient manner. It just requires that hardware now.
So many people overlook the sound design in games and how important it is.
Absolutely.
For instance, Dead Space, half of that game is about the sound design. Half of that game. It's so good.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think of
So that's actually
any.
something people praise. People have been praising South of Midnight for its sound design too.
Apparently,
Which
there's
is
also
really
a
cool.
Rougarou in South of Midnight.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, the whole thing is Deep South mythos.
Yeah.
I
Not
think I asked
necessarily
this
Cajun,
already,
but
what else did Compulsion make?
We Happy Few.
That was okay.
Oh, that's right.
I keep fucking forgetting.
Hmm?
Yeah. I forgot
Yeah,
about that too.
they have great world building and visual style. Their weakness is actually the gameplay itself. Not that
Yeah.
it's bad, but it's not anything amazing. It's fine.
Right.
I did watch
But
the beginning.
their world building is great.
And you can get away with that if you've got like multiple levels of gameplay. Like like for instance, the actual simulation part of ActRaiser back in the day was very minimalistic, but the 2D side scroller part was very snappy.
And that's exactly it. Like you might have really cool puzzles and a great environment, but maybe your battle system's just kind of okay.
That's usually
you know,
it. When the battle
that's the
system
situation
isn't
with
the
South of Midnight.
focus. When the battle system isn't the focus, the battle system is usually like janky or just very minimalistic.
And that's exactly it. It's not janky. It's fine. It's just not anything groundbreaking. Like it does the job without getting too repetitive.
Yeah. Or you
But
can have a
it's
game
not-
like Destiny where the combat is literally the selling point.
Yeah, I mean there is still no game that I've ever played that feels as good as Destiny to play.
Nope.
There's some close, but there isn't any that have nailed the feel like that. And I'm trying to get into the marathon closed tests to see how it feels.
I'm
So
just
I suspect
not
it's going to
fucking
feel
interested.
similar. I suspect it's going to feel similar, but it's probably going to suffer from the same thing that all other PvE extraction shooters do, which is humanity is just fucking garbage.
Well, I mean, it's like I think about when we used to play back in the day, you know, like fucking Halo 2 days and shit. It's like everybody was a dick, but I mean, we enjoyed the fuck out of playing those games. Playing Halo 2 and Halo 3 online, I have so many good memories of that. Like it, and it's funny because I remember those days and I'm like, why is it that I got away from that so completely? It's because I don't play any games that are multiplayer anymore.
People went from being just a side note and bitching at you to actively trying to fuck up your experience intentionally.
That was definitely part of the issue when you started to get stuff where people were like literally like hacking the games.
I had
I still think should be a terminable offense.
Yeah,
dude, I completely agree.
I had somebody
I think it should be a jailable offense.
I had somebody tell me the other day that a buddy of theirs on, I think it was on Call of Duty, he had like a modded console with cheats on it that he was able to go online with, and I'm like, I mean, don't tell me who he is, or I'm gonna try to get him in as much trouble as possible, because you know, fuck all that shit.
Everybody who does that shit.
Like for me, the reason I stopped playing
the only modded console thing that I would not have a problem with is like what used to happen with the Wii, the homebrew thing. That's just you getting a bunch of games that they don't offer.
Right. My whole thing for stopping to play multiplayer games came from a combination of rage, yes. Primarily, well, when I, you know, with my current job, early, especially not so much these days, but like when I started, we were just so busy all the time that
I remember.
Didn't want to come home and get my ass kicked because I'm not good at it anymore, because I don't get to play as much anymore, and I got tired of it.
Right. You want to come home and relax on that, and you can't relax whenever you're getting sweated all over the place left and right.
No.
And that was the other
just
part of
not
it,
fun.
was how everybody moved to the whole like skill-based matchmaking. It's like I don't want every goddamn match to be a sweat fest.
And I mean,
the problem
and some people make extra
matchmaking.
I was gonna say, people still make Smurf accounts, you know, and that just
they do.
That just pisses me the fuck off so much. Like, oof.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I just avoid, you know, if it's cooperative, fine. If I'm in the mood, otherwise I'm not really that interested.
Yeah, as long as it's not Helldivers fucking us over like it did the other day when we were playing. That was just bad.
What happened?
The people getting booted
I thought
thing?
you were there.
I mean, if you mean by the other day, you mean like 3 weeks ago, then yeah, because I haven't played in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, me
I
either.
haven't played in a while
that
either.
that was atrocious that day. But
yeah, it was pretty rough.
the skill-based matchmaking thing, Call of Duty actually did without telling anyone. They actually turned the skill-based matchmaking on and off, and people were more likely to quit out of the non-skill-based matches.
That was
The skill-based
probably people who were getting shit on, like the lowest end people. Yeah,
but that's exactly it. The skill-based matchmaking works better for the general public until you get to that upper tier, whenever everything is all sweaty.
Yeah, and
so
that was kind of the issue.
The real
it's
issue is getting away from servers. We need the server. We don't need the matchmaking. Matchmaking is what fucked everything
dedicated
up.
servers.
I mean classic servers like back in the Quake days.
Oh, okay.
Because then you find a couple of servers that work for you.
Yes.
And it's always the same people. You get to know the people there. Anyone who's an asshole gets fucking booted and doesn't come back. You have a more consistent and more enjoyable time.
And it's weird for me too, because it was like I don't think I have ever been upper echelon in multiplayer. I think I was pretty fucking good at some of the games I played, but I've never been upper echelon, like in any of them. I wouldn't think. And man, just consistently, Destiny for sure. It would be just sweat fucking match after sweat fucking match. And it was just like, it's not fun. It's not enjoyable to play like that. It's like, if I wanted to play Trials, I would go play Trials. Why does a normal match feel like fucking Trials?
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just, it was crazy. And that's the reason why I stepped away from it.
It doesn't help that everybody follows the latest streamer bitch
the meta.
who's proclaimed this to be the meta, which means everyone's using the same shit. It's all boring.
That was absolutely an aspect of what made multiplayer die for me, was the streamers telling everybody what the meta was and everybody just, glomming onto it. It was just so aggravating. You'd see the same exact thing in every fucking match. I mean, and Bungie was actually showing people that what was happening, because they show you, like, this is the most used weapon, and it's like these 4 weapons or something. It's like, yep, I see that every fucking match.
Yeah, and I do remember once or twice they came back after a trials weekend and said, "We're gonna have to do something about this weapon." Yeah. They showed the stats, and that like one weapon was something like 80% of what people used. Like, yeah, this is a sign of a problem.
And it's because it's human nature. Whatever path of least resistance, always.
Absolutely, it's very hard to design against that.
Yeah,
it's funny.
As opposed to that, I purposefully got the Days Gone remaster right after it went live, because I didn't want the pre-order, because the pre-order gives you early unlocks, and I don't want something I didn't earn. It still gave me the early unlocks. I was like, God damn it.
That's weird.
Because I'm fucking weird.
Well, I mean, I get it. I get it, because like for me it would depend on if it's a replay.
It's not game breaking stuff, but like I said, I like to earn my stuff. Sometimes it actually is game breaking stuff. Sometimes they give you weapons. It's like, dude, you shouldn't have this yet. That breaks the early game.
But also sometimes that's really fun.
That's what I liked on Borderlands. They'd have some pre-order type stuff that they'd give you with the right packs, but you'd be done with it in 15 minutes.
Well, yeah. See,
like, okay, useless now.
They did a good job with that in Horizon. You get like 3 or 4 weapons right off the bat, but they're all just different versions of your basic bow, and they all have very, very small increases to one thing or another, and each one is different. So it's like you could have a little bit more fire damage here, a little bit more regular damage here, or a snappier bow, and that was it. That was literally all you got. So it was not game breaking at all. That was a good way to do it. And it was more about like, okay, this bow looks much cooler than the original one you get, so you go and use that instead.
I'm okay with that.
All the multiplayer talk actually made me think about, you remember how people used to say that single player games were just going away? They wouldn't be anymore.
I didn't say that, but yes.
No, not us, but
actually said that. the only people who actually said that were the studio heads,
Yes.
Yeah.
and then the people parroting them because they didn't want to do them because they're more expensive.
Well, no,
'Cause, like-
it was a combination of them being more expensive and the fact that they're harder to monetize.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at my recently played on PlayStation, and it's like Oblivion remaster, Lunar remaster, Death Stranding, Cyberpunk. I did play about an hour of Assassin's Creed Shadows. That's one I'm gonna get to eventually. You know, and then Final Fantasy VII Rebirth,
I didn't even know you
Elden
were
Ring.
playing. I mean, I'm not surprised you're playing an Assassin's Creed, but I didn't know you were playing Shadows.
So my thoughts on it is, we've all obviously ever since the first one, we've all wanted a feudal Japan Assassin's Creed.
And
They finally made it. Reviews have been generally positive, despite the non-discourse about Yasuke, because he was a real person. But anyway, it's like I'll get it.
Not in the way that they do it in the game, but yeah.
No, I know it's obviously it's all.
I think the issue most people had with it was the crazy, like activist historian that they got, and I'm doing quotes for historian there because they made up a bunch of shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I mean
you can't hear my air quotes.
That's always
the historian that Ubisoft hired made up a bunch of shit.
So,
yeah,
I mean the game's always obviously took creative liberty over historical events.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Like I'm pretty sure, like they're saying that the Pope in Assassin's Creed 2 was a Templar.
Yeah. Well, I mean, prove
you know, it's
in
like
real life. Prove that one wasn't in real life.
Okay,
it'd be difficult to fucking prove. It's not impossible.
That's fair. I saw a meme about it was the Cardinals making a draft pick, and they're like, look, the Cardinals they picked a new pope.
There's a movie FYI on Prime that just came out.
Convent.
What was it called?
With Ray Fiennes.
Convent. It's called something else. It's with him, but it's called
Yes.
something else. It's not Convent.
It's close. It's something.
It starts
like
with
that.
a C.
Yeah.
But it wasn't Convent, and I can't remember what it was.
I'll
But yeah,
look it up.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I was interested in it. It was them picking
Conclave.
Conclave. That's it. Yeah.
Yes.
I knew it wasn't Convent. I just couldn't think of what it was.
I have it on the list to watch.
Yep, same.
I will
on
get
my
to
list.
it. I will get to it
and
at some point.
Even though I know we're gonna have fucking Denzel Washington with a New York accent in gladiatorial Rome, I'm still gonna watch Gladiator 2. Dude, it was so jarring. I'm like, dude, did he just not even try to change his voice at all?
Well, look, that could potentially lead to a classic all-time movie. Look at Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh, like I said, I'm still gonna watch it.
Yeah.
It's just I just thought it was hilarious. The first time I saw that trailer, I was like, damn, he's just not even hiding the New York accent.
Yeah. It's I mean,
everything else about it I'm interested in. I mean, they brought back your girl that was his his old flame. She's back in it, and her son's in it, and I mean, of course, Pedro Pascal's in it because he's in everything.
Yeah, he's pretty great.
Dude, he's in fucking everything.
He is.
What is he? He's Reed Richards.
Yep. He's Joel.
He just got killed.
Yep.
Yeah, in Last of Us. He's the Mandalorian. What was the?
You realize he was only in like 5 episodes of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but he was in that too.
I know, but for being such a short-term character,
horribly in that too.
Yeah, and like for being such a short-term character, that was sort of like a big. I don't know if that was like the big break that made him famous, but that's what I learned about him.
It was that was his big break. Yes.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Like a lot of people say, he gets all the work that he gets because he's white passing, but not technically white.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me.
Anyway.
So I don't know if I think I told you guys, I Security Switch 2 pre-order. Very happy about that. Yep.
And a controller.
And a controller.
Shared the,
Yeah. Well, I'm sharing for the viewers or the listeners, whatever,
Oh, okay.
Did you get the you got the Mario Kart pack or just the regular one?
I did get the Mario
Kart
Kart pack. Oh yeah, I'm not
That's
paying $90 for that fucking game. I'll pay $50 for it.
No.
I'm not paying
Dude,
$90 for it.
that is I'm sorry, people can be offended all they want. That is a $40 game. Period. A Mario Kart game is a $40 game.
With all of the new features with the open world and all that stuff, it's like
It's basically a sports game. I'm sorry.
It's a racing
basically
game.
a sports game. Sports games shouldn't be full price games.
Yeah,
That's what I'll agree with.
I mean, I've always wanted all of the major sports games to like don't make a whole new game every single year. Like make a game, make
That's
it like
something
maybe
that would
every
make sense to be a live service.
Yeah, like maybe every 4 years update the engine. Excuse me. Update the engine, and then in between,
and in between that,
if you want the new season,
players.
if you want a new season pack, charge them $10-15 for the updated season pack, and that's it.
But they don't want to do that.
Well, they don't want to do that because
every year they can get you to pay $70 for it.
Yeah,
especially if it's a 2K game.
Because people,
well, I think 2K was the first one to do the $70 game.
I'm
I think
not sure.
NBA 2K was the first $70 game, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe, I don't know. You talk about sports game or?
Mm-mm. No, any game.
No, it was.
If I'm not mistaken,
if
it was
wasn't-
NBA 2K.
If it wasn't that, it was like one of the next gen upgrades for like I think it was Call of Duty.
Maybe I missed that, but I could have sworn that was the whole uproar. It was like, okay, here they go. Now they're increasing the price again.
The first $70 game that I remember
It was
making
2K21.
Thought so.
It was 21. Wow.
It was 2K21.
I couldn't remember the year.
That was
but
the
yeah.
first one.
And if I'm not mistaken, that was the same one that they mistakenly, air quotes again, mistakenly put in an ad at some point that wasn't supposed to be in there.
For what?
I remember that though.
They did the same thing with
the game had a whole ass full screen "fuck you" advertisement in the game.
Yes.
What?
Like irrelevant. Yeah.
Valhalla
I don't know which game it
did
was.
something similar. Assassin's Creed Valhalla did something similar. They had an ad in the game for another game, and they were like, "Oh, this was a mistake. We didn't mean to put that in there, dude. You had to code that in. What do you mean you didn't mean to put that in there?" Yeah, that was totally a thing too. They really want to do ads in games. They are just champing at the bit to do ads in games.
That was almost as negative a reaction as Ubisoft's NFT bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've
Square
ever
Enix
seen
too.
a more negative reaction for
Square
that.
Enix wanted to do it too, and everybody was like, "You do that in a Final Fantasy game, and we're done."
Mm-hmm.
It's like the
It's like
two
that's where it takes
franchises
their
that
gamers to draw the line.
the two franchises that can't betray me like that is Final Fantasy and Zelda. I don't think Zelda ever will, but I mean,
Well,
but
Nintendo
at the same
won't
time,
have to if they keep charging what they do.
And keep in mind, Tears of the Kingdom was $70 too.
I was gonna say the first $70 game of consequence for me that I can remember was Tears of the Kingdom, but I'm also like a fanboy, so I'm gonna do it.
It's not so bad. The fact that they've increased the prices isn't the issue for me with Nintendo specifically. It's the fact that they're selling an 8-year-old game for $90. That's what's the issue.
Yeah,
I can get over it.
Nintendo's prices never go down ever.
Yeah.
No.
I can get over it because it's like what I say about stuff now. If I don't buy it at launch, I'm gonna wait until there's a good sale, and that might take a year or longer for there to be a good enough sale for me to pick up that game. For some things, it only took a little while, like Stellar Blade and Silent Hill 2 remake. Those I picked up at like $50 because I was like, okay, I didn't get them at launch. I'm not paying $70, but $50, yeah, sure. And fuck, dude, I'd have paid $70 if I'd have known Stellar Blade was that fucking good.
I'm not gonna say it. I already gave you shit in the last one.
I thought just like a lot of people that Stellar Blade was just hot main character, but no, the fucking game is awesome.
That's another one that I bought. I bought it on sale too, and played. I got it because it was on sale. I didn't get it because I was looking.
Considering how much you enjoyed Elden Ring, I don't know how you didn't get into it. It's very different, but the combat is.
It's not that I didn't get into it. It's that, like I said, it was on sale for a good price. I don't remember what I paid, but it was maybe like $40.
I think it was just
something.
under $50.
Yeah, but I was like, okay. And especially after you showed me what you did, and I was like, okay, no, this actually looks like something I'd be into. I'm not in the mood to play it right now, but I will be at some point, which is why I bought it when I did, because building up the backlog apparently is my fucking hobby now.
Dude,
like
same.
right, but I'm honestly interested in playing the Xenoblade Chronicle games, but those like Xenoblade. I mean, granted, it is a remaster version of the first one, but it's still full price. That game's 15 years old almost, or it is 15 years old. Came out on the Wii in 2010, and it's still on the Switch full price. Which sucks, but you know, maybe you know, if I don't know if they do the game vouchers for that, maybe I'll do that. I can get them a little cheaper that way. I hope they continue the game voucher thing with the Switch 2, especially if it would apply for the Switch 2 versions of the 2 Zelda games for your sake, Luke, since you will have to get them. You would still have to buy them.
That's the thing, dude. Like the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I don't know how long it's going to be until I get it, because of the pricing of old games. When I started looking into it, I was like, dude, the reason why I switched everything over to PlayStation was because I was able to pick up so many games for like $5, $6, $10.
Yeah.
You know, stuff that I had on Xbox that I was like, I still want to play. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, I'll just put it on the wish list and wait for it to go on sale. And that's what I've done. And I've gotten most of my catalog back for very cheap.
Yeah.
That's not something I can do on Nintendo. Like when they're selling an 8-year-old game for full price, it's just. I don't know how they've gotten away with that for so long.
It's the first party stuff, because you can definitely get the complete version of XCOM 2 for under $10 on the Switch sometimes.
Yeah.
But no, it's definitely first party stuff.
I would not play XCOM 2 on Switch.
No, dude.
Jesus.
What's sad?
Terrible.
XCOM 2 plays well. Granted, I haven't played it on the Pro yet, but on the original PS5, it played worse than on the Xbox One.
I know.
X.
I know.
Like,
I'm aware.
I'm
aware. I never played it on there, but people talked about it, like how terrible it played on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was shocking, because I was like, I saw the whole collection for like $7, and I'm like, oh yeah, sure, let me just go ahead and do that again so I can play it again, since I got rid of my Xbox. And I played for about 2 hours, and I was like, fuck this, it's so bad.
This is the thing. See, I bought it twice. Actually, I bought it first on PC. Then when my old PC wasn't able to play it well anymore, I got it on Xbox. And then when they came up with the Tactical Legacy Collection, or pack, I think they call it, and it never came to Xbox, I was like, fuck. So when I got my new computer, I went back to computer.
Yep.
It was weird the way that happened. Because originally it didn't come to console until later. At first it was PC only. Fucking love that game. God. Like, what is actually, it's on my computer.
Yeah, it's
I still
so
go
good.
back and play the old DOS versions every now and then.
530 hours.
One of the few games that I like to have hand me my ass is XCOM.
Somebody posted that the other day. I saw it was like, what game is this described? And it's like, fuck this game, I hate it. One more time.
Yeah, that was essentially XCOM, and for a while Destiny.
Yeah,
but it finally got the better of us.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't touched.
Well.
I have not touched Destiny since beating the. Well, I played most of the post story of the Final Shape.
Yeah,
most of it. But
I mean, it was good,
I was pretty much done with everything. Like the actual, like the expansion, the Final Shape was excellent. Mm-hmm. It was a great closeout for a decade-long saga. Mm-hmm. They need to just make D3 now. Period. Mm-hmm. They need to move away from Destiny 2 as their thing, and I think they wanted to, and then made Marathon, and I think that was a mistake.
Yeah, I appreciate them wanting to revisit Marathon, but I think doing it as an extraction shooter wasn't the right move, because they're moving into what's about to be a very crowded market. Because I can think of 2 or 3 that I have installed in my Steam right now.
What I don't understand is
various times
they decided to remake a old game that had a like cult following. You know, it wasn't like known by everybody, but the people who liked it really liked it, and they decided to alienate the entirety of that following before making
That's
it. So
exactly it.
So all of the people who you're targeting are people who didn't even know this franchise existed. I don't know why you would alienate everybody, like your built-in audience. I don't get that.
So if they fit it into the existing lore of the game, which we haven't seen yet,
I mean, I assume that's what
then
they're
I'd
gonna
say
do.
it'd be fine. But we don't. They haven't told us anything about the story essentially at this point.
From what I heard,
All we've
they
seen is
don't know
game-
what the
we
story's
don't
going to
know.
be. From what I heard,
They
they're
probably don't.
writing the story currently. There is no story currently.
Well, again, that's even fine as long as they slot it properly into the existing lore.
Yeah.
If they're reinventing it, then they shouldn't be calling it Marathon.
I mean, I
And
figure
the problem is that's probably
figured that would
exactly
be-
what they're doing.
Really? You think so?
Do you really
think-
do
you
you
think
really
they're
trust
reinventing
Bungie
it?
after playing Destiny for 10 years?
No, no, dude, I do not
Thank
trust
you.
Bungie. Well, the thing is, I don't trust Bungie. I would have trusted some of the former devs.
Yeah.
But Bungie, the company, especially Pete Parsons, fuck no. I do not trust him.
Some of the devs did move over to Marathon.
I'm
Whenever
aware.
they announced, whenever they were talking about
And-
the
and
when
that's
they
why I
did
said
that
it-
reveal stream,
Yeah,
I recognized a lot of the names.
Yes, that's why I said it the way I did, because I know that some of the people who made the good shit in Destiny moved to Marathon, which is why it's so confusing that Marathon is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, thank y'all for going over one of the topics that I had thought about because I was going to ask.
I was going to talk about Marathon, so yeah. Marathon was one of the top things I was going to talk about.
Yeah, because it just seems like it's not going to go well.
That was one of the bullet points I had listed was the loss of fan trust.
Yeah.
That's Bungie personified right now.
Yep.
A loss of fan trust.
I was going to bring up something earlier we were discussing. I don't remember. I think it was like the ads in games or whatever. I have faith that Square would not do that to, at least they wouldn't do it to Final Fantasy, because I've rarely
It's their
seen
flagship.
it. Well, it is, but
if
I've
there's
rarely
one they're
seen.
not going to do it in, it's that one.
Well, I've rarely seen
They already did.
such a self-aware game than that is the Final Fantasy VII trilogy. You know, they are absolutely in tune with the fans and the expectations and all that stuff. It's like they've hit the right they've hit the right balance of fan service and, you know, making the game they want to make.
And you are about the biggest fanboy of it that I know.
Nope, I'm not. But I'm one of them.
I said that I know.
He knows maybe.
Oh, that you. That's fair.
Keep in mind, Final Fantasy 15 had a cup noodle tie-in.
Yeah. I
Oh,
remember
you're right.
because I posted on
Well,
Facebook about that.
But
There is precedence, but it's also fitting in world.
I was about to say that exactly.
I don't mind.
I do not
I
have a
don't
problem
mind
with that.
Yeah.
As long so was it an actual advertisement or was it literally that there were cup noodles in the game?
There were cup noodles in the game.
That's it?
Totally.
There was, I mean, there were
No problem with that.
There were
There's like missions and shit too.
Yeah, but you go, like, you're driving around in a car in a very normal, modern looking Final Fantasy world, way more than any other one before it. So, and you end up like at a gas station with a little garage where you fix your car, and like you can go in and buy food and stuff, and it's like, well, sure, it's there.
That kind of thing I do not care about. As a matter of fact, that's I think that's cool, like, because it like makes the world feel more real.
It has to be done right, though.
Non-shoehorned, non-forced product placement is good.
There was something else that I saw recently that had an ad in it, but it fit, it worked, and now I'm drawing a blank as to what it is.
Racing
Probably
games and sports games have been doing it for years.
But that's fair, because that's replicating
but again,
actual real life stuff.
Exactly. It
Agreed.
fits.
Agreed.
And I'm completely okay with it there.
That's why I'm confused that more of those games don't actually do more advertising stuff in them. Like, because they're kind of set up to do that. That's what happens in real life.
Well,
all of those cars are full of advertisements and
that's the thing.
billboards and shit.
Yeah, the cars, the suits, the billboards. I mean, the only part of it that is missing from the racing game is the broadcast part of it. And even then, like y'all saw with me with if I'm doing leagues, they broadcast and they'll get sponsors and all that crap. But it's like, we're just replicating the real life version of it on the computer instead.
Yeah,
it's all the same. And even like Jimmy Broadbent, for example, he is sponsored by Moza Racing, who makes sim gear. And he's part owner of Abruzzi, and so he has his logos. He has to have the car they drive in real life on the Nürburgring is a BMW. That the cool feature of it is it uses a Fanatec steering wheel that you can really buy and put on I could buy it and put it on my rig. It is compatible, and I could take it off and go put it in his car, and I can drive with it. But they have to cover up the Fanatec logo because Jimmy's sponsored by Moza, Steve is sponsored by Sim Magic now. I don't think the other two guys have it, but it's like they can't be seen using Fanatec stuff because that's part of their or I assume they can't. That's part of their contract, so they have to cover up the thing.
That most people and probably nobody else who will listen to this is going to know any of the brands that you just mentioned.
That's fine
because I don't.
That's fine.
I'm
trying to spread awareness of sim racing.
I was like,
come watch me next week. I'm doing
what are
the
these
Indy 500.
words you're saying?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, the only word in there that I understood was Nürburgring.
Yep.
I'm sure you understood BMW.
Oh, I didn't hear him say BMW.
Yeah, BMW M4. I think some version of the M4. It's a GT4 car, but
before we move on to something else, I wanted to say, or I wanted to ask, what was your initial take on the aesthetic of Marathon? Either one of y'all, or both?
I'll go first because I have less to say.
Okay.
When I saw it, I went, that looks like every other esports trash out there, and it's Marathon, and I never liked it in the first place. I move on. Damn,
that's actually more damning than I expected you to say.
That's
pretty much it. It looks very generic esports.
It really does, and
the presentation of it has a nice kind of an 80s cyberpunk neon edge to it, but the overall look of it just makes it look like esports trash.
It feels like, to me, I feel like there are too many solid colors all over the place.
They took color blocking to the max.
Yeah. Dude, it's weird. Like, I understand it was an artistic direction, but it was the wrong direction. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know that's an opinion, but
I mean, and you're entitled to it. But for me, because I never played the original. I never played the original.
Wrong direction for me.
Yeah, I never played the original.
I should have finished that sentence.
And after, the hurt that Bungie has caused me with Destiny, I'm like, I'm already looking at anything they make with I'm keeping you at arm's length. Like, I'll look, but don't come any closer.
No touching.
No touch. No touchy.
Yeah, I didn't do Mac growing up, so I didn't play Marathon. That's what it amounts to. I played Doom like most real people. And speaking of Doom, I've actually been playing. I finally finished all of the episodes in Doom 1 for the first time. I'm playing through Doom 2, then I'm gonna play through Doom 64. Then I should be finished just in time for the new
Dark
one.
Ages.
Oh, so you're playing the old school ones, not the new ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've played the new ones. They're fucking phenomenal.
Have you played all the way through both of the new ones?
I didn't play the DLC for Eternal yet.
Oh, okay.
I played through all the way through the main campaign for both of them, though.
How?
I might not get to it. I don't know.
What did you say the other day about the what's it called? The Cosmic Realm?
Oh, how it totally rips off of fucking the Hive?
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that how you put
straight up fucking Hive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree because I watched
classic
it.
Hive. Like like D1 Hive.
I watched it after you had mentioned it, and I was like, damn, that is like spot on Hive. Yeah.
Yeah,
Weird.
like that's like you can practically hear the lawyers chomping at the bit on that one.
I was gonna say your reaction to that was
just enough.
Your reaction initially was like, that is dangerously close to lawsuit territory.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly the sentence he delivered.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I was like, because I brought it to y'all. I showed y'all. I was like, hey, look, this looks like Hive. That's all I thought. I didn't think that they could sue about it. And then you went further with it. I'm like, okay, well then I was on the right track.
Oh yeah.
It's.
think
I
it's-
assume it's derivative enough, and they made sure of that. But it really looks like they took inspiration.
and it really just looks like it's just a kind of an expected progression of like kind of Cthulhu Gothic mixed with an alien influence.
And I mean,
So it's
I
not
like
like
the
a
look of it.
super unique thing.
I definitely like the look of it. But when you said that, I was like, yeah, it really does look like Hive.
Yeah, but no, I played through the campaign for the first two, and I've played classic Doom for years. I mean, years and years. But I've never actually sat down and played through the entirety of Doom 1. And I don't
I'm
think I've
actually
ever
not
done
sure if I
Doom
ever
2
did
like
either.
start to finish. I've jumped around in Doom 2.
I think I've played both of them. I know I've played at least one of them, but
Mhm.
I know I haven't beat either one of them.
Yeah,
I think I actually did beat Hexen back in the day, though.
I recently
yeah.
I just picked those up because
I brought
It was
that
like
up
way
recently.
back in the day.
Yeah, I grabbed them on Steam. There was a pack of all of them for like $8-9.
Wow,
I was like, what
Yeah.
the hell? Why not?
I love those.
That's what I'm doing in the lead up to the new Doom.
Those are the kind of things that are great. That's like they're trying to bring back an old school franchise, and you can grab a bunch of them for like $20 or something. That's
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I actually did the same thing with XCOM. That's how I got the DOS versions.
It would be really cool if they did a new version of Hexen, like
I agree.
totally
what was
modern.
the one they just brought back? That was not like a super old one, but what was it called? Painkiller. Did you see that?
Nope.
Yeah, it was.
I
mean, I
it was
believe
like
you.
it was like a remake of it. It was like a full-on like redo of the whole game.
Oh, yeah, I suppose it's due out this year.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can't remember if it was the original studio or not. But yeah, I remember seeing the trailer for it. I was like, oh wow, yeah, that's right, that was a thing.
Yeah, I'm down.
Uh,
It was also I'm thinking back to the other games from that era. Serious Sam's still sticking around.
that's another one I never played.
There was a bunch of them back when everything was still called Doom clones and Quake clones.
Oh yeah, because everybody always wants to jump on that bandwagon.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, the early ones really did look, they played
they were.
exactly the same. Yeah, they were Doom clones.
And then they finally settled on the term first-person shooter. I want to say Ahoy did a documentary about that. I think it's probably one of the first times I've plugged him on here. My favorite freaking documentarian on YouTube.
I don't think so. I think you've plugged in before.
Who is it?
Maybe. It's a guy on YouTube. He goes by the name Ahoy or Xbox Ahoy, and he'll drop a documentary like short to long form once or twice a year. That's it.
Yeah, I
But
was
they're
gonna say,
always like super high quality.
Yeah, his first video that came up was from 8 years ago.
Yeah, he just released one like a few days ago.
Oh yeah, he did.
I've already
Yeah.
watched it. It's about the year 2000 and games that were.
Are there tons of
landing at
Conan
that
O'Brien
point.
references?
Oh, of course not.
Oh damn! Because in the year 2000.
What did you guys think of the them adding parry and block to Doom?
Okay with it. Enhance the melee combat because
Like
the
I just saw a lot
gunplay
of
is fine.
discourse about that completely changing the dynamic of the game.
Well,
And
what they really
it's
did
still gonna
was
still gonna do well.
yeah.
I
What they
I
really did
agree.
is they took the glory kill system and made it a freeform like melee system.
Excuse me.
Instead
I
of
don't know if
being
I like that.
watching well, the glory kill system got old real fast because it was essentially required. So you'd end up with like little 2 second uninterruptible cutscenes every like 10 seconds in the game.
I haven't
got old
played it in
really
a while,
fast.
so I can't speak to whether or not that aggravated me or not.
I seem to remember, maybe especially with Eternal, because it wasn't. You had to do it more in Eternal than you did in the first one, or was it not in the first one?
Mm-hmm.
No, it was in
No,
the
you
first
had
one.
to. It was in both, but you had to do it more in Eternal.
Yeah, because I seem
See, I
to
haven't played Eternal
remember.
yet.
I seem to remember constantly running out of ammo and having to do glory kills to get more ammo, and I didn't want to do glory kills more often because I like using the shotgun. I prefer to stay at a little bit of range, and then, I mean, yeah, you probably get a good chunk of iframes, right after you do it, so you can get away. But it's like I don't like, the whole point is to keep moving and move fast, and it's like you keep stopping to do glory kills. And It's like I don't like that. That's
Yeah, it was a nice idea, but it just interrupted the flow.
Absolutely. That's like, because I mean, we were talking the other day about like why I cannot gel with the modern Doom games, and that is probably a big chunk of it. Now that I'm
And
really analyzing it.
There's actually a power up. I think it was in Eternal that makes those glory kills play out at like triple speed, and that
really?
feels a lot better.
That's cool.
I don't remember that.
It's like double speed or triple speed, but it speeds up the glory kills so that they're like, instead of sitting there watching you like bash the dude's head in, it's just a quick little pop pop and you're done. And that made the game so much more tolerable. And I loved the game otherwise. Don't get me wrong. That was a very, very visceral, very intense game. But that's really my one big flaw with it was the glory kill reliance.
I'll see eventually because I did pick it up on PS5 now.
So you never actually played it, Luke?
No, I've never played Eternal.
It is.
I played a lot of the original. I mean, of Doom
2016.
I never actually finished that one though, so I need to finish that one. I picked it up for like $6 the other day on the PS5.
Still,
Nice.
for its graphical quality, still one of the smoothest games you'll ever play.
Oh, dude,
It's
I
amazing
really enjoyed
how
it.
much they push.
Like with so many things, and I know I've said this many times on the podcast, it's like I will get 75% through a game and then for whatever reason just stop playing and start playing something else and never get back to it.
It pure distraction because something that you're more interested in came out or maybe went on sale and you're like, oh, finally I get it. Because
and it could be something simple as like a show comes out and the show puts me like super in the mood to play something specific, so I'll go play that.
Yep.
Yeah, I was watching.
Point.
Oh, go ahead.
Sea of Thieves recently.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up rewatching the first two and soon to watch the third Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
I knew that's exactly where you were going with it.
Of course, but I'm going now rewatching them recent. It's amazing how much the game really did steal from the movies.
Yeah.
I mean, they did it right. Still love the game, but it's like, man, that was a fun movie.
Playable Pirates of the Caribbean.
My one of my coworkers.
The first three.
One of my coworkers that has to work later because he's an evening technician, so he comes in late and works later than the rest of us.
Okay.
It's kind of a double-edged sword for him because 3:00 he's got to work till 7, but usually 2 or 3:00 lately we're back at the office. So his boss allowed him to bring his PS5 to work to play in all the downtime.
Oh, yeah, you sent a picture of that.
Well, he just beat Ghost of Tsushima yesterday, and I was watching him. I was watching him play a little bit, and like he was like because I brought my Switch and I had it hooked up on the big TV. I was playing Dread and a little bit of Hyper Light Drifter. Nice. But he was playing. I kept hearing him get the same dialogue over and over and over again. And finally, I was like, "What fight are you on?" He was like, "I'm on Kotal Khan." I'm like, "Oh, you're at the end." So I got up and I went watch him and like 2 or 3 other guys. So he started passing the controller around for everybody to try, even though none of them have played it. And I'm like, it's been a while, but I kind of remember. So I tried. I didn't do well. But also but he had a scuff controller, which is why I said in our group chat, I was like, oh, I see why you said they're garbage. Because, dude, that thing felt like junk.
Cheap.
Oh my God, it's terrible. Like,
and it's like way more expensive than the more expensive now
like
PS5 controllers.
It felt like the face buttons needed like they didn't press all the way. Like almost like, you know how you get like an old controller and the buttons are kind of stuck?
Yeah.
And like you want to push them really hard for them to like finally click in. That's what they just feel like on this I don't know what model he had. The shape of it looked exactly like the PS5 controller. It had one piece all over it and stuff. And
I have
like,
never heard an actual testimonial. Like I've read people saying that they're good, but I've never heard a person talk about it and say that they were good.
Yeah.
All the discourse I've ever heard regarding Scuff has been they're not good.
And he had his, I don't know if it's like a thing you can just set or if you have to buy it like this, but his R2 and L2 triggers were just buttons. They weren't triggers.
What?
They didn't feel analog. They just had a simple small click, and just they had like there was a button on each side of the back, like where your fingertips would rest on the back of the controller. So it just all felt wrong to me, and I really hated it.
And this is a PS5 controller?
Yeah.
So it completely negates the adaptive triggers.
Some people don't care about
I'm gonna look
triggers.
it up just so I don't misspeak, but I mean
I get that. I know I know a lot of people fucking hate on PlayStation, and there's a lot of reason to hate on Sony. But one of the reasons why I started getting all of my games on PlayStation before my Xbox was just unusable was because the controller made those games feel more next gen. Period.
But you're also the same kind of person who's in the market for a Scuff controller is also the same kind of person who probably turns all the vibration off because it fucks with their game.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you're talking to somebody who can't turn it off because I play better with the vibration.
oh yeah.
Like in Rocket League, whenever if my batteries go low and it stops vibrating,
dude.
it harms my gameplay.
When the vibration would go off for Destiny, I would play so much worse.
Mm-hmm.
Holy fuck, I would play so much worse.
Yeah, it's a timing thing.
Like it really does inform your gameplay.
Yeah. Oh, side note, you said the final boss was Kotal Khan?
Well, not the
Khotun
final, but
Khotun Khan.
Khotun?
Okay.
Khotun Khan, not
Oh.
Kotal.
Because I was going to say, Kotal
thought it-
Khan is from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, he is, huh?
Khotun
Yeah.
Khan.
You know what?
What's his name?
You know what?
That makes more sense.
My dude lied. It's not a. I don't think it's a Scuff controller. I'm trying to
Okay.
find the one that I'm trying to find online the one that he had so I could see exactly what it is, but I don't think it was actually.
It's probably some TikTok
Maybe
knockoff.
I was gonna say maybe he was just calling it Scuff and meaning it was like third person or something. I mean, third party.
Yeah.
It's probably an Amazon or TikTok Scuff knockoff, especially if it felt that bad. The real
that's-
Scuff controllers
that's
are
even
modified.
worse.
They're modified from real controllers.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the prices of them, and it's
A
like,
fake
dude, if you
Scuff.
paid, if he paid anywhere near this price for that controller, I mean, I'm gonna slap him.
Rip off. Straight rip off.
Because, dude, you want to talk about Nintendo shit being overpriced? These are $260 controllers from Scuff.
Uh-huh.
Dude, how do they get away with that?
I have no idea.
Gamers.
Yeah.
Gamers.
I mean, don't get me wrong; they look really cool. Yeah, that's
agree
not
with
that's
that.
not that's not the same kind of controller though.
Uh,
I swear to God, it better not be anyway.
Speaking of something that looks really cool that I wanted to play and I downloaded the demo for and never got to play and am disappointed now. Have you heard of a game called Death Howl?
No.
No.
It's PC only. It describes itself as a Souls-like deck builder. Go check out a vid for it when you get a chance. If you remember, if that sounds like something you would enjoy. It's like you still walk around in the world, but when you get into battles, it kind of looks like Tactics, like Final Fantasy Tactics, but
Nice.
you have cards that you play, and that's how you attack shit, and you build your deck by going through the world. It looks really interesting, and it has a very stylized art style. It really stood out to me.
I've never found a deck builder that clicked quite right.
I
But that also may be because I wasn't part of the whole Magic the Gathering Pokemon thing years ago.
was never part of the Pokemon thing, but very heavy into Magic.
Right. Like I just never got into the whole card collecting thing.
As far as games go, though, I really didn't care. Like, it was fun in Final Fantasy, like Final Fantasy VIII when they did it. It was cool. I didn't play the new one for
Rebirth.
What the hell is it? Rebirth, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I'm sure I'll enjoy that.
Oh my god, you better.
Almost certainly not as much as Matt though, because he loves it.
Dude, it's so.
Right.
I mean, even if it's not Final Fantasy, the game itself is just good. It's just really, really, really good.
But anyway, the one that clicked for me was Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire was just so fucking good. I was completely obsessed with it for like, I don't know, at least a month. I couldn't play anything else. I just wanted one more fucking time, one more chance to beat Slay the Spire. Like, it was that fucking good. And it probably was partially because I hadn't actually played,
A card game. In a
a
while.
deck builder game, and the fact that I loved Magic for so long and nothing took its place. So it was like I had this built up need for that and couldn't find anything. So when I saw Slay the Spire, I was like, that looks like something I would enjoy. And I really did.
It's on my list because I know we've talked about
and
it
there's
so
a
many
second one
times.
coming. So
Is it really?
yeah, there's a second
Oh, I
one coming
did not know that.
sometime this year. Well, supposedly sometime this year. I think it's slated for 2025, but we'll see.
Gotcha.
Also, another new game on the horizon that you told us about, Zero Company, the new Star Wars game.
Oh yeah.
A Star Wars game that I'm actually interested in because why? Former XCOM devs made it, and it looks like XCOM.
Yeah, I think they revealed some more stuff about it at they had Celebration in Japan.
It wasn't that much.
This
It was
past
like
week.
It was. I mean, we got a 2-minute, trailer for it.
The main dude looks like what's his face in The Hobbit? I can't remember his fucking name. Like the
Not sure.
guy, like is it Jude Law
The
that
dwarf?
plays him? No, human man.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. No, it is not Jude Law that plays him.
It's not Jude.
I can't remember the dude's
who the
name,
fuck
but
am I thinking
it's the
about?
guy. It's the guy who plays Dracula in Dracula Untold. I can't remember his fucking name, but yeah, I know who you're talking about now. Yeah, he does kind of look like him. I'd have to go look him up.
Yeah, I'm trying to find him on
I can't
So
remember
many
his
people.
name in The Hobbit either. It's been a long time since I've seen it. It looks really interesting. I mean, if it's like, if there is a company right now, one company that I trust to make something in Star Wars good, it's Respawn. They're like the only ones that have made something good in Star Wars in a long time with the Jedi games. Fallen Order and Survivor were both really fucking good, even though Survivor was, riddled with performance issues at launch, which, FYI, if you still haven't played it on your Pro.
Oh, it plays better now.
Because it's Pro enhanced. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll.
You should 100%
I have so
do
much. I
that
have so much to play.
the next time you're in the mood for a Star Wars game. It's long though, man. Like, it's long.
I tell you
Okay.
what, Outlaws was way better than a lot of people gave credit.
Had no interest. The gameplay did not look fun.
The stealth mechanics definitely need to work, and I think they have fixed it. Like, they don't
I
have.
think they removed the requirement to use stealth instead of fixing the stealth.
That's what I mean. It's like it's they had some. Well, they had some parts that were instant fails if you got caught.
Yes. Yes. And they removed that.
And they removed that, but I finished it before they did that.
To be perfectly fair, that is almost always a terrible thing in a game, where you have to stealth it, and the moment you're seen, you have to redo the entire section. It's almost always terrible.
Yeah, at least give us a chance to get away and hide.
Well,
You know.
no,
Terrible on the level of escort missions.
right. It's one of those things where it's like, having the option is one thing, where it's like, okay, I'm going to try to stealth through this, and then once you need to go loud, let me go loud. Like, it can be difficult. It can be like super difficult if you didn't thin out the enemies, and maybe nearly impossible, but let me fucking try.
There were parts where it wasn't if it was a stealth section, and like it wasn't every stealth section. There were a lot of times when I got caught and I had to fight. You know, it's.
I wasn't saying it was.
I know, but I mean, but I'm thinking back on it. I'm like,
Okay.
why was it such a big deal that they had to make those They had to make those certain parts like that when they had so many times where it wasn't like that. Like, why isn't it
Somebody's feeling
consistent?
lonely.
Yeah, I know, he's fucking aggravated me too. I already went fuss at him twice.
It's not that distracting. I just finally heard him.
Well, that's the thing. It's not coming through the mic most of the time when I'm not talking, but I can hear it. It's constant. He's been meowing almost the whole time we've been recording.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yes.
Is it just him?
It's just him. No, he just wants attention. That's all it is. They got food. They got water.
He jelly.
Very.
Yeah.
Just being a cat.
You give me all the attention.
But again, Sabak though, like Kessel Sabak, just oh my god, that was so fucking fun.
You really do have a soft spot for card games.
It depends. I mean, it's got to be good, like the truly great ones. Because like I've never played Gwent, but I'm also not a Witcher fan either. I tried to play The Witcher 3,
and you can actually just that's a separate game too.
I know.
They
that's why I
made a standalone game.
That's why I wish they would just do that with Queen's Blood. But and honestly, well, the thing is with Queen's Blood, it's like it would still need to be expanded on more because I think
for it to be a full-fledged game, you mean?
Well, it definitely could be a full-fledged game, but like if it came out exactly as it is right now in Rebirth as a standalone game that you could play online, for one, I don't know how you would collect more cards, but once you had all the cards, there are some like just absolutely devastating decks you can build. It's the balance. It's not really properly balanced for playing PvP. I don't think it might be. I don't really know because I had a pretty quote basic deck, I guess, like early because there's a lot of different attributes. And like as you go through the game, it becomes more and more complex, and you can do more and more things. But I used the same deck for probably more than half the game before I really had to start using different cards just for the sake of like when you start introducing the cards that can destroy other cards, and then there are some that you can only play and replace an existing card. Like if you have an open spot, you can't play it there. It has to go on top of a card and destroy that card. But that's later in the game. And if you have a deck of half of that, then, you can just put a couple cards down and just keep planting shit down and just, it can get real messy real fast.
Yeah.
But my God, it's so fun and the music is so good and just, I love it. I mean, they even had a damn tournament. They put a tournament on the boat going from Junon to Costa del Sol.
Oh, wow. So that's like, what was that, Maverick, where they did the tournament on the boat?
Maverick, where they did the tournament on the boat. What?
Yeah, the movie.
Top Gun Maverick?
No,
what
old movie? What's his name? Oh shit! Why can't I think of his name? Braveheart.
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson. Yeah, it's Mel Gibson. He's
I've never seen.
He's
this.
like a card player. It's like Wild West. They have a card tournament on a what the hell do they call that? The old paddle boats. Not paddle boat, river boat.
Yeah. Steamboat.
It's a big river boat with the the fucking wheel and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly going down the river, and they have a big old.
You could, like when you said paddle boat, I knew what you meant.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, like they literally took, like in the original game, it's you literally fight Genova, and then you're at Costa del Sol, and that's it. And this time it's like it's kind of a cruise ship, and there's a lot more than fighting Genova, but it starts off with a Queen's Blood tournament, and it's freaking great because there's a whole sub story. No, nobody cheats.
I was just asking because that was part of Maverick.
Oh, it was?
I was curious to see if they took inspiration.
That'd be funny. No, nobody cheats. There is a robot that you can play against at one point, which is, but he's like the first opponent, so he's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Oh, the game's so good. I'm honestly, half the reason that I want to go through and play the games to celebrate the 5-year anniversary of Remake is so that I can go through Queen's Blood again. Because honestly,
you got it bad.
loading up my finished game and just like there's no one to play. Like you can go and replay all the characters you've already beaten, but you already have the whole set of cards. Like part of the fun of it is getting the cards and building your deck up, your decks, because you can have up to 6 over time, and going through all the because there's tons and tons of mini games with it.
What you're describing is exactly the reason why I don't find cheat codes fun. because if I'm not, pursuing something, I'm not trying to get better abilities or weapons or armor or something. If I already have all of that, why am I playing?
Right. The so I was kind of when after I finished Rebirth the first time, actually the only time. I've only gone all the way through the game once at launch. There is so much world exploration in that game that I remember, like, because I mean I took a week and a half off to play it, and I was 70 to 75 hours when I finished and I didn't do everything, but I remember thinking like I devoted so much time to beating this game that like I don't know if I can actually do it again on like a regular going to work every day schedule.
Yeah.
So when I had the desire to play it again, I was like, okay, new game plus, quote unquote, my already level 70 characters going through the game again, and it's like it wasn't fun. Like it was fun, but it wasn't that exciting. So
because you're
I
not
started
getting anything.
Exactly, and I already had all the Queen's Blood cards and everything. So I decided, you know what, I haven't played these games in Japanese at all. So I started fresh, normal, but with the Japanese language, and that was a lot more enjoyable. I got pretty far into it, and once again got distracted by other games.
I'll tell you what did that for me, and I had to stop myself because I was like, no, I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to I wanted to play XCOM, and I'm going to play XCOM. But I did start my game on Days Gone Remastered.
Yeah.
And it is so much different than I remember. I actually think they tweaked how the difficulties work too, because I think you can get 3 hit right from the beginning on hard mode, and it was
Jeez,
not
really?
that. It was not that bad. Well, it's because you start off with low health. You get more health later.
That's fair.
And it offsets it. But early on, it's really fucking dangerous. It wasn't that bad in the original, and I know I played on hard mode, but it was actually interesting because it made me play the game way more cautiously than I had in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, adding in the adaptive triggers and the haptics, like it felt like a very different game. And the fact that it looks so much more beautiful, yeah, like it was a good remaster. Everybody, I get wanting new games, but everybody's shitting on the remasters we're getting. Like, I don't understand it, especially with what happened with both Zero Dawn and Days Gone. With you could have bought the game for $20 for a long fucking time, and then when you upgrade for 10. Now the fact that they made those games suddenly cost $50 and you can't buy them for 20 and do the upgrade for 10 anymore, that was a shitty move on Sony's part. But
yeah,
if you'd owned it forever and you got it for $10, dude, like the value is so high on both of those games, so fucking high. And I would actually say that for Zero Dawn it was even higher than Days Gone, because that game is looking rough. The original was like 2017.
Yeah,
that game was actually looking kind of rough.
You say 2017, and I don't think, oh, that's not that long ago. No, that was 8 years ago. I was like, fuck,
8
man.
years. Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
how fast.
I think
time
a lot of
flies.
people. It's not the remasters in and of themselves that people have a problem with. It's the perception that they're getting that instead of new shit. That's what people really bitch about.
And here's my thing. And I may have said this before. I may have even said this before here on the podcast. But I would rather remakes of games I loved than new shitty content. And what we've been getting lately is new shitty content.
Agreed. And I also don't mind a remake as a side project while they are working on the next big thing.
And a lot of those remakes are mostly being worked on by support studios that help them make them.
That's exactly it.
Oblivion is a perfect example.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's like a lot of people will complain about especially in multiplayer games, oh, they haven't fixed this bug, but they got 3 new fucking skins to buy. Well, yeah, do you really want the graphics people trying to fix a bug? Sit down and shut up. Throwing 5 more people at fixing a bug is not going to help. Coding doesn't work that way.
Especially people that don't understand how to fix it.
Whenever you don't have your graphics people working on stuff, you either give them something to work on or you fire them.
And
So if they're giving people
if they're
stuff to work on,
contractors-
yeah. If they're giving people stuff to work on, that's a good sign.
yeah. Speaking of the Oblivion remaster, what Matt, you've been playing it, so what
little
did you
bit, yeah.
think? I saw a lot of people talking about how the color palette felt bland compared to the
It's-
original.
Yes, the original version feels
Like was more vibrant.
Exactly. It feels more vibrant. The
Yeah.
blues and the greens are more exactly. They're more saturated. It feels more like Skyrim now.
Aren't
with
there
the new
already
one. mods
to fix this?
on PC? There are, yeah.
Yes.
When I played it, I was like, oh yeah, it doesn't. It feels a little more like Skyrim than Oblivion for like just from the color palette. And I'm like, and I noticed it, but at the same time, I'm also like, I don't care that much that it's not game breaking for me. It's not gonna make me not want to play it or not love it. Because honestly, the game feels better than it used to. Because it's still the same game engine, but like they said, they added effects for the combat that wasn't there before. Like,
Yeah.
you bounce off them more, or like they show sparks or the vibration or the motion of getting hit.
The feedback
Yes,
from you hitting something or you getting hit.
It legitimately feels better than the original, and I like that. That's cool.
Did they do? Didn't they have like finishing moves in Skyrim? I assume they didn't add that for Oblivion.
No, I don't think they added. I don't remember if they had it in. I don't think they had that in Oblivion. But it's been so long since I gave it a proper play.
I know
Not
they
that I'm
didn't
aware
have
of.
it in Oblivion, but it was a thing that was new for Skyrim that wasn't in Oblivion. That's why I was curious if they,
No, I don't
went
think they
back
added
and
it.
added it.
They
I didn't
said
think they would.
excuse me. They said that they changed the leveling system to be like
Yes.
a blend of Oblivion and Skyrim. It still feels like Oblivion to me. Now, granted, I'm
Well,
only
from-
2 or 3 hours in, but still,
From what they were saying, it was that you just didn't have to. If I'm not mistaken, somebody talked about it and they said specifically they were talking about the spells, and they were saying the most efficient way to do it in the original was you would use low end spells because they cost less. So you could cast them more and you would just spam it. Now they made it to where if you use higher end spells that cost more, you actually get way more experience.
Oh,
or
that's
whatever.
good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I never
That's the
I never
only
played.
part of the leveling system that I heard that they changed. I don't know if they changed anything more.
I'm doing Stealth Archer because so original. But I didn't play that way in Oblivion. I played that way in Skyrim. Like Oblivion, I was just a tank basically.
Did you know that you can get headshots now?
Yes. Maybe.
And they do way more damage.
I mean I know that,
That was-
I get I
That
know
was
you
not
get,
a thing in the original Oblivion. Now when you hit, it's like triple damage.
well if you're crouched you get, and you're actually stealth, you're not seen, you get bonus damage.
But this is on top of that.
I'll
get a
need
headshot.
I'll need to see next time because
You
I
need
don't.
to test
It's
Yeah.
it's tough because it's like the arch of the arrow is like it
Right.
drops a lot more than it did in Skyrim.
Oh really? I didn't know
Yes, it feels like you're not drawing the bow as tight as it should be, and it just it almost feels like it's flopping down a little bit, which I don't love. Skyrim definitely felt more like the arrow flew a lot straighter. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but maybe that's the bow I have. Maybe
that.
I get
assume
better
it's not
bows.
as bad
and,
as the pocket nuke from Helldivers.
No, it's not that bad.
That is
No.
terrible.
Yeah.
I'm
I had to play
sorry,
some
man.
Helldivers.
And I know a lot of people love that fucking gun, but I just can't use it.
I mean, I tried it and I was like, no, it's not for me.
Yeah,
It's funny. It's like a
I wish
meme gun.
was
It just
a
seems like a
dumb
meme
rocket.
gun. Yeah.
It is. It totally is.
I had to play some of that.
Yeah, it's been a little while since we played.
Yeah. Probably not
Since
tonight.
since we stopped playing, that entire time, all I played was Zero Dawn. That's how long
Yeah.
it takes to do a playthrough. It
Anytime
was
I
basically every day, but still, it takes a long time to do a playthrough.
anytime I got on
it's a big
PlayStation
game.
and I saw you were playing that, and I
Yep.
was like, yeah, that's fine because I mean, I blew through. I can't believe how fast I blew through Lunar 1. Being able to
But you
increase
said
this,
that was only like what 30 hours.
dude, I finished it in 14.
Oh
The
wow.
whole game.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say I know you said it was however long it was. I was like, man, that's way less playtime than I would have expected from one of those games.
When you have the battle system cranked all the
Oh,
way
that's
up,
right. I forgot.
you can.
I
That's
forgot
what it
you
was.
were doing the thing where I forgot about that.
Yeah, and because I mean, you always have the ability to either let the AI control your characters for you, or you can set tactics where it's like you can have everybody attack or have everybody do a very specific attack. Like I always used to set up all of my magic users to do just big giant spam attacks, and playing this time I'm like, God, that blows through so much MP, it's not even funny. So I was a little more discerning about how I set those up. But I mean, I get into battle, and it got to a point, and the thing is, because it was going so fast, I stopped running from battles, because the dungeons were long, and a lot of times you can't get around the enemies, so you got to fight them all. And even if you run, they're going to keep chasing you, and as soon as you lose your iframes, you're in a battle again. So it's like,
yeah.
So I sort of, and I ended up actually going through the first dungeon twice initially, just to get a little bit extra leveling, and because I didn't make it to the end of it, and then I ran out of all my items. So I was like, well, I'm out of MP, I'm out of healing items, I'm out of the MP restoration. So I was like, I have to leave and go heal up and buy items and shit. So I went
playing an RPG and you didn't have a bunch of items saved.
It was
up
the
that you
very
never
first
touched?
dungeon, motherfucker. You
Okay.
don't have
Okay.
right. So
yeah, he didn't have it to save yet.
Yeah, like you start at level 1, and I was literally level 12 by the time I finished that first
We should
dungeon.
actually start at level 1. I don't know how many games I've played where
Well,
you start at like level 6 or 7 or something.
Lunar
like,
2, you start at a higher
fuck?
level than 1. I'm already I'm only 3 or 4 hours into Lunar 2, and I'm at level 25 already. And I finished Lunar 1 at level 49. So, anyway, yeah, but the battles go so quick that I didn't mind sitting there and grinding, because I was going through it so quick. I was getting to the story bits fast enough that I wasn't losing interest in just grinding constantly. And actually for the boss battles, I'd reduce them down to normal speed and play them like I always did, because they're still fun,
It's been so long since I played a traditional JRPG that I'm curious to see how I'm going to react to playing the Pixel remasters for 4 and 6, because I still need to do that.
Yeah, I mean
It's just been it's been years and years. Like I don't know how long it's been at this point.
They're great because they feel like you remember, even though they've been updated. That's the best way to describe it. Just like Oblivion feels like that's what, like, the feeling you get playing it, like, man, it's so pretty, it's so cool, and like all this great. That's how we felt playing it on 360 back in the day.
The things I've heard more than anything else about Oblivion is the jank. I love the jank.
It's still there. Like there's apparently, and I never knew this. There is a line where the voice actress says the line, and then she's like, "Oh, that wasn't good. Let me try again." And then she says it again.
Yeah, it's in the game.
They left it in there. I've never heard it.
Yes.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I never knew that was a thing either.
I saw a clip of it though, so I was like, "Oh,
there were so many little things about voice lines that they were talking about." Somebody played a clip of that reveal stream that they did, and they were talking about a bunch of the voice lines. Like, dude, I had no idea, and I played. That was I remember I bought new TVs for Oblivion and Skyrim, 2 games I never finished.
but not
2 games I
XCOM.
never finished.
You didn't buy a new TV for XCOM.
No, I did not. And God, I've gotten so much playtime out of that game.
Yeah,
I don't even know how much playtime I've actually gotten out of it, because I played a lot on Xbox, a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm probably like over 1,000 hours on that game.
I would like to know. I wish I could see how much playtime I have between all versions of certain games. Like Cyberpunk is, I like, at least, and it's weird too, because what it shows on the PlayStation app and on my actual PlayStation are not the same number, which is no, it's not. It's really aggravating. Let's see, on the app. Oh, I don't even think it's going to show me. It only shows the last. It only shows like the last 3 games, I think.
I don't think I've ever tried to.
Like if you're on the main screen, of the app, like it shows Oblivion 2 hours, Lunar 20 hours, and Death Stranding 7 hours. This is the last 3 games I played.
Oh yeah.
Now if I went and played
your
Cyberpunk,
recent tab of stuff.
Yeah, if I went and played Cyberpunk, it would pop up again. But like I was close to 300 hours just on the PS5 version. That's not counting the 4 or 5 playthroughs I did on Xbox. Although the one thing we probably could find is all our Destiny playtime.
Oh, I know Brandon's Brennan's told us ours in the past multiple times, and
Yeah.
it's way too much.
They have a whole ass website specifically for calculating that. You point it to your account and it tells you how much time you spent on it, or as the website's actually called, time wasted on Destiny.
There you go.
Oof. Accurate.
Yeah. I need to get back to Lunar 2 now because I keep thinking about it and I'm like, oh, I do want to get back into that before I really bite down and go into Oblivion.
Oh.
It's just so much to play.
Older games, and something we all played. I'm pretty sure Brennan played it. Division?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you did. So Division 2 actually has a new expansion coming out. I couldn't.
Okay.
I was like, wait a minute, what? I thought they were working on 3. So I guess they've got another part of the studio also working on a new expansion for the old game. It's weird. I wonder how far off 3 is at this point, considering that they're making an expansion for the second one, and this far after the game came out. Like it's insane. They had one in New York already. I can't remember what it was called, but they already had an expansion in New York. So this one's in Brooklyn, but this is way after launch. I can't believe they're doing that. I kind of figured they would have just gone all in on the new game.
I was trying to remember why I didn't getting on with that game, and then I remembered TTK.
Time to Kill.
Yep, because it felt so much like a realistic shooter game.
It was
that like if you shoot a guy in the face,
spongy.
it ought to kill him.
Yeah.
Now that's why I liked Wildlands.
Yeah.
That game was it felt like a non-urban Division with realistic TTK.
I don't agree.
Plus the drone was fucking easy mode.
I don't disagree with that assessment, but I still have a soft spot for Division.
Oh yeah,
really 1 to 3.
I really think if it weren't for that, I would have really gotten into it because I did like the reason why I didn't like Wildlands is because I didn't like the setting. I wanted the more urban setting, so it's like just blend them.
Yeah,
blend them and you got
absolutely fine.
I remember liking the demo for Wildlands, but I never got the game.
I got the game, and it's one of my like back pocket games when I really just can't think of anything else. I'll go hop on there and fuck around for an hour or so.
Yeah,
I may never beat the game.
Just go start shit.
But yeah, exactly. Just go wreak havoc. Oh, I also remember when we were playing Division 2, and I had just gotten back from a DC trip, and we hit the square, and I'm like, holy shit, go this way.
Oh, I
Yes.
remember that.
And like,
yeah,
from memory.
Yes.
From memory, I guided us to some of the museums and shit. That was a kind of a really cool.
I do remember that because when they both of them for New York and for DC, it was like nearly 1-to-1.
Yeah, it was they got all the main points. Like
I wonder.
Yeah, all the little side streets were kind of whatever, but the main showpieces were all there.
Right. I'm wondering at this point, considering the financial crisis that Ubisoft is in, I wonder if they continue to let 3 be a thing, or if maybe another publisher actually purchases it from them. Because
I don't see Ubisoft letting Division go.
If you guys remember, Division was not one of the big ones that they wanted to break off onto and put in another company. Did you guys know Ubisoft was doing that, where they're like breaking the company apart, basically?
No.
Yeah, they're going to focus on just their big 4 cash cows.
It was 3. It was Assassin's Creed. It was Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. It was breaking off just those 3. Division was not part of it. I find that curious.
Why do I feel like this is a familiar conversation, but Division was a part of that? Did we talk about this in the last one we recorded?
It's
not that I remember.
Possible that
either that or it's a video I watched.
It's possible that we talked about it off stream.
That's possible too, yeah.
But yeah, I was just curious if like what either one of y'all thought of that. Like I don't know what they're gonna do because Ubisoft is in a weird fucking spot, man. Like they've got Tencent trying to buy them out, and the family doesn't want to let it go.
if their CEO would pull his head out of his ass and give up on all the fucking NFT bullshit,
Yeah.
then Ubisoft would be in a much better position.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
You're not wrong.
they want to maintain control, but they want somebody to give them a shitload of money, and it's like that's not going to happen, dude.
Because there's nothing wrong with their actual like IP. They got some huge ones. I mean,
Well,
Ass
so
Creed,
here's
Just Dance, Tom Clancy,
Here-
Far
so here-
Cry, Rayman. They could do another Watch Dogs even.
agree, dude. Watch Dogs. I don't know what that last game was, but the first game had a lot of promise. They just
Supposedly the
went
last
in a
one was really
weird
good.
direction with it. But
I hadn't played it, but supposedly Legion was really good.
so when we're talking about Clair Obscur, did you know that a lot of their team is former Ubisoft people?
Not surprising.
So Ubisoft could have this game if they would let people make that type of game, but they chose not to.
It's probably just because Ubisoft is French.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
The fact that neither of
But-
neither of you are disagreeing with that statement means you know
But-
where I'm going.
but the Clair Obscur studio, whose name I can't think of right now, they're French. They're based in France.
Sand something.
Oh, you're right. It is. it's
Sand is in
Sandfall.
the in
Sandfall.
Sandfall. Yeah,
that's it. That's it.
Sandfall Interactive.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're French. They're based in France.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm
it's
gonna
just
give that a play
big,
soon.
big publishers. This is. I think it would be a really good thing if we got a lot more like double A publishers, because these big publishers, all they care about is the money. I get that you're in a business and you want to make money, but if you have no passion for the product, that's going to show in the product, and people won't have passion for it either, so they won't buy it.
We need more. Before they fucked everything up, we need more Annapurnas and more Devolver Digitals.
It's sad what happened to Annapurna, man.
No, it's fucked up what happened to Annapurna. They
Like
fucked them people
that
over.
whole fucking team said piss off.
Yeah.
Oh right.
That was crazy.
I was
Their
thinking. I was.
the
entire
Hollywood-
fucking team just told them to piss off.
The Hollywood side of for those who don't know, basically the short version is the Hollywood side of Annapurna got butthurt because the gaming side was doing really well. So they decided to start giving some of the big games to the Hollywood side. And then the gaming side was like, what the fuck? We're the gaming side. And they just essentially just completely told them to just fuck off entirely.
Really sad.
Like basically, Hollywood whined. They tried to placate them by stealing from the gaming side. The gaming side, oh, you're going to play that game? Well, fuck you then.
Yeah, one of the last great things they made was Stray. It was really good.
I never did finish it,
And
but
I
it,
mean,
it made me so sad at
Devolver
the start.
Digital's
I was like,
out.
"Urgh."
It was
Devolver Digital still
man,
been
wait till you get to the
maintained a
end.
certain level of quality.
What
But they're in trouble now too.
what did Devolver have recently that I wanted? They showed something off recently, and I can't think of what it was now.
I know. I was
blank.
looking. I was kind of glancing at Wizard with a Gun.
Wizard with a gun.
I don't know. I've never been.
Yeah,
I-
that concept amused me.
I've never been big into their into any of their games as far as I know. So I just don't follow them that much.
Ruiner was pretty cool. The Ruiner soundtrack was great. I'm trying to think of
so
something
it's-
else.
they-
though.
They have such a wide range because because of what they do. They have a wide range of games. So you end up with everything from Enter the Gungeon to Talos Principle, which may have been what you were thinking of.
Nope.
I don't
It
know
was
then.
something that didn't seem like a Devolver game, and they were publishing, and I was like, wow. Like I'm usually intrigued by Devolver games, but not like inclined to buy their games, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they're
Yep. I totally
they're
get
kind
it.
of like at the surface, kind of that's neat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll play it if
But,
it's on Game Pass maybe.
But Ruiner I picked up, and I think I have one other one from Devolver, and I just can't think of what it is. But there was a newer one. and
Cult
I
of the
just- I
Lamb
just
was a
can't figure
huge
it out.
recent one.
That was one I almost picked up. Almost got that.
Yeah.
Just decided not to.
All right. Well,
Weird
we're at
West.
like an hour 45, and I'm hungry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we've been going a while.
Yeah, I got
I didn't even
some
realize.
steak sitting on the counter, getting ready. So-
Ooh, that sounds good. I
Yeah.
don't know. I think I'm gonna have the
Yeah.
rest of a
We
burger
basically
from.
covered everything. I
Sorry.
had down anyway.
Okay, good deal. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. I'll be back probably soon because this seems to work pretty well for me. So, oh yeah, which we never even fucking mentioned that we're not all in person. We're doing this over Discord for once. I totally forgot to even say that at the start. I don't actually. Now that I think about it, we never even did the intro. So,
Now,
oh well,
dude, wow.
I know, right? I was like,
we were already, we were already
we
pretty much talking about a bunch of random shit.
we
Just gonna hit record and let it roll.
yeah, we got into it. I had been recording for a little while, and it was like I never got in a good spot where I could be like, okay, by the way, and then we just kept going. I was like, fuck it, let's just roll with it. So anyway,
Oh well.
we'll be back soon. Be good or be good at it, and until next time.
Later.